there, how are you? Today we're going to be talking about something that's very important to God, and it needs to be important to us. And it's something that's found in very small quantities these days. It's in short supply. I'm talking about the truth. Now Jesus tells us in John 14, verse 6, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And that's a wonderful biblical truth about salvation, about Jesus being the only way to heaven. But if you also notice in there, Jesus says, I am the truth. I mean, he is the embodiment of truth. In John 1, he talks about the Word made flesh, the living Word. Jesus is a walking, talking, breathing manifestation of the truth. And at the core of God's very being is truth. It's so important to him. As opposed to Satan, who is described as the father of all lies by Jesus. So the truth is very important to God, and it needs to be important to us. Now, talking about the truth, we need to be sharing the truth, God's truth, with the world, spreading the gospel message. We need to be living truthful lives. I mean, we need to be people of integrity, walking the talk, doing what we're supposed to be doing, and not just hiding things and living a double life. And we also need to be telling the truth, even when it's inconvenient or it puts us at a disadvantage. And I want you to know that there are no such thing as little lies. I think pretty much at Faith, Hope, Love, and Laughter, we're a pretty honest bunch overall. But how many of us tell these little lies? You know, we say something because we want to get out of it, something, we make up false excuses so we don't have to go someplace or be with somebody. That's a lie, all right? We maybe stretch the truth a little bit in a story, or we try to spare somebody's feelings. These are all lies. God does not like lies. And if you look in the Bible, I did a word search on Bible Gateway. And every time just about the word lie came up in my search, there was detests in the same sentence. Not all the time, but they were often paired together because God detests lies. He hates lies. And we need to hate lies too and love the truth. All right. So, when we do tell these little white lies, we start to lose credibility because people aren't stupid. Eventually we get caught up in these lies, and it's really hard to keep track of all these different lies we tell. It's so much easier just to tell the truth. But once people start to know us as liars, we get a bad reputation. And how effective can we be as witnesses for Jesus if we're known as liars? I mean, we're hypocrites. And that's really important, that we walk the talk, but we also that we tell the truth. And we've covered a lot of basics here about the truth and the things that we all pretty much know. But let's go a little deeper than that. Let's get into being truthful when it comes to filling out applications. Yeah, now it gets a little tougher because more is at stake, and you're not actually interfacing with somebody. You're signing and filling out paperwork. But on your job application, on your college application, on an application to get insurance coverage, are you telling the truth? Are you being completely honest? Remember, the stakes are higher there. And one misstep, one miscue, and we may not get into that college, we may not get that job, and we may not get that insurance coverage. But it's all the more important that we be people of integrity, whether it's the spoken word or whether we're writing down. Remember, you got to put your John Henry at the end of that application. And it's a slippery slope when you start to rationalize and justify why you do these things. It's all about integrity, after all. Being consistent with the biblical values that we read about and preach to other people. Walk in the talk. And God expects us to be men and women of integrity, not only when it's easy, but during the tough times. Now, the reason I say all this is because I was recently tested to see if I was going to be a man of integrity, if I was going to tell the truth and hold the line. I was filling out applications for new health insurance for my children. And I came upon an item that I knew that if I checked it, I might get red flagged and run the risk that I wouldn't get insurance for my kids. And someone warned me, you know, you really need to lie about that. It's a shame because insurance companies have brought it to this level where we have to lie about things like this because they're so unfair and so picayune about these things. And, you know, so you're better off lying. I said, how can I do that? I'm in Christian ministry full time. How can I lie when it's inconvenient to tell the truth? I can't pick and choose when to tell the truth, especially in matters like this. So I checked the box, and sure enough, we got red flagged and we got rejected for the insurance. Now, we don't have insurance come April 1st. Was I stupid? Was I foolish? Was I self-righteous and holier than thou? I don't think so. I mean, sure, I'm upset about it. I'm a little anxious about getting new insurance for my kids. But I do believe that I did the right thing. Long term, I did the right thing. Short term, there's going to be some consequences. But God is going to help me. I think He's going to honor that I told the truth. He's going to provide me with health insurance for my kids. And there's a Psalm 25:21. It says, "May integrity and uprightness protect me, because my hope is in you." Integrity and uprightness protects us. And we trust in God, and I know He's going to come through for me in this situation. So how about you? Where are you right now? Maybe you have a dilemma that's similar to mine. You're filling out an application, you're signing up some documents or whatever it is. You got to be truthful. God expects it from us. And number one, it'll always come back to haunt us. And God can't really bless you. You can't become the person you were meant to be, fulfill all your purpose, if you're going to be a liar. Because we know that God detests liars. So ask Him if you struggle in this area to help you to be a truth teller. And He will help you. And remember this as a little warning and an incentive from Proverbs 12, verse 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who deal truthfully are His delight. So go out there and delight God by being a truth teller. God bless you now. Take care.